Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are trying out some new products and I have some stuff from Odens Eye, Benefit, Milk, and Patrick Ta. Now, when it comes to new products, I don't always purchase everything that's brand new, and I find myself buying more eyeshadow palettes than any other products. So we are gonna play around with those things today. I'm really excited to see how they work and find out if there's any new favorites in the bunch. But you guys, before we jump into it, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications to new videos. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. But if you want to see what products I used and how I got this look, very bright, blue, fun, just keep watching. Okay, so starting out, we have the Solmane II from Odens Eye. And I love the eyeshadow palettes I've used from Odens Eye before, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. Just the packaging itself is really pretty. This was their spring collection. I know I'm late to the game for this one, but the colors in here are absolutely stunning. I love their shimmers. Look at those colors. And I'm absolutely gravitating towards this champagne-y. It's actually like more pink, but it looks like it's a duo. So of course we have to swatch the shimmers, see what they look like before I make a final determination as to what I want to use. Looking at this though, we're predominantly greens, purples, and like the peachy orange tones. So definitely springtime vibes. I'm really bummed I didn't use this sooner, but I do like this because when you look at the color story, you can see like this entire line would be a really pretty blue shade, all these purples, and then these shades on the bottom are definitely like the sun vibes, and then you can deepen it up with this shade right here. Okay, these shimmer shades are so buttery smooth. I am super excited to play around with this palette. This first shade right here is Mercury. Such a beautiful like aqua shade. I love this. Then you have this blue cerulean, which is Deep Space. Love. These two together are kind of gearing towards that row right there. Then this light purple is Meteor. And then this pinky shade that I said looked like a little more champagne is Starry Sky. Those four shades right there are stunning. Now let's go ahead and swatch them right there. That one will be stunning in like the inner corner, the brow bone. And it does have what looks like a green shift. Now this beautiful purple is Hallucinations. Absolutely stunning. And then in comparison with that light purple, which actually is showing up more silver, then you have Sunlight, and it absolutely is a golden sunshade. And then you have Eternal, which is this beautiful, vibrant, reddish, like burnt red, if that makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and swatch them up here. Ooh, the deeper shades were in the bottom of the palette, and then the lighter springtime shades. Now looking at the shades that I swatched, I really want to play around with this row right here, which is the blues and the greens. I just think they are gorgeous, and I think these will play well together, so I kind of want to just play on that theory of following that row. You guys, looking at this packaging, it is absolutely stunning. I love the detailing. Like, I don't know if you can see all the little stars and suns. It's just so beautiful. I'm an absolute sucker for packaging. So my first shade I'm going to go into is Soft Cloud, that just baby blue. I'm going to put that into the crease, just so we have a buffer for the darker shade Neptune. Ooh. I dipped in slightly, and that is a lot, a lot of product, you guys. Whew. Let's dial that one back a little bit. I did prime my eyes with my P. Louise base. It's just one of my favorites. I just keep grabbing for it, and then I even just used it on one of my friends when I did her makeup for Pride. And she even said, she's like, I always have the hardest time with my eyelids creasing and just my eyeshadow not staying. She loved that primer. It stayed, the colors that we used on her were just beautiful. All right, so we have just a slight baby blue, building it up a little bit. It's not gonna be super prominent. It's gonna be that shade that I buff out the edges for. Now I'm gonna dip into the shade Neptune with just a little more on the green side than blue. And I'm gonna put that in the crease as well as the outer V. And you guys, these shades are just so pigmented. Dip in slightly. So I'm just gonna place it right here a little bit lower. That is such a pretty shade. And then right here in the outer V area. I like how it plays more blue than green. It is a lot of fun, this shade right here. I'm not blowing it out too much. I'm sure I could take it a little bit higher. I just don't want it to be too out of control. So I'm gradually taking it higher because I am gonna put in that dark blue shade too. Now I'm gonna dip into the shade Nebula, which is just a rich blue shade. It is so stunning and beautiful. So I'm gonna take my compacted packing brush, just a smidge, and right here just start adding it in the outer V. I'm gonna place it where I want it before I start blending it out. Ooh, that is mixing beautifully with that shade Neptune. These matte shades are stunning and beautiful, and I'm really excited to play with the shimmers. I'm gonna go back into that teal shade Neptune, and just on the outer edge, just kind of smudge it out a little bit. I like how the blue and the green are mixing. I do want to see if the shimmers pick up on a dry brush. I've used them in the past and they have, so I just want to make sure. So I'm going to go into the shade Deep Space first, which is just such a luscious blue shimmer. And I'm just going to use my flat brush from Laura Lee. This is the L17. Ooh, that picked up so well. Let's see, I'm just going to place it right here in the middle. So where the eyeshadow primer was still exposed, it absolutely went on exactly how it looks in the pan. Just so beautiful. Now where there's eyeshadow, I might actually have to go in with my finger and place it down. But so far, this shade is stunning on a dry brush. And I'm not taking it too far forward because I do want to use that light green teal shade, that aqua. Okay, this is amazing. I like it because it's not fluffing the blue everywhere. I am gonna pick it up just slightly on my finger and place it and see it, like if it changes it at all. I don't know what I was saying, but I was trying to say changes and I started with it. Oh, that's so nice. Now because I'm going into the inner corner, I'm gonna use a smaller flat dry brush and I'm gonna use the shade Mercury on it. Just because I think this smaller one is so much easier for the inner corner for me. Picked up so nicely. I picked it up, but it didn't really like lay it down how I wanted it to. I had to dig in a little bit to pick it up, but we'll just finesse it as much as we can in the inner corner, and then I'll use my ring finger to kind of make it pop a little bit. I just don't want the inner corner to get crazy. Ooh, that shade. Just a little bit to marry them. I did have a little bit of fallout, but thankfully I did not put my foundation and everything down, so I can just clean that up a little bit. Okay, I have a couple more products that are new, and I actually picked up the new Milk Makeup Primer. This is supposed to be lightweight, 90% natural water cream primer that locks on makeup, blurs pores, and controls shine. It's infused with niacinamide and bakuchiol to help minimize the appearance of pores over time. So I'm interested to try this out. I did just try out the Charlotte Tilbury primer, and it's not my favorite, but I'm gonna try this out as well. I'm going to not use my Tarte Timeless, which is my one that I actually put over my pores and my lines. So I want to see and give this a fair shot, and then I'm going to use my normal face products that I use, like foundation, concealer, powder that I know work, and we'll go from there. So let's see what this looks like. All right, safety seal is still on there, so I haven't even tried this. This will be a first impression. It doesn't have a scent, which is nice, especially if you're one of those that doesn't like a scented product. All right, so it's just kind of like a opaque white. It looks like it has it looks like a silicone-y texture, but let's see. Oh, there's a very, 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 very slight scent. But if you weren't sniffing it, you probably wouldn't have noticed. Ooh, that feels nice on the skin. So that little bit just did cheeks and chin. We'll grab a little bit more for the forehead. I say forehead, it's like a 5 or 6 head. I think I used to get teased from my sun shield in high school. Middle school, high school. Teenagers are not nice. All right, let's see. I don't see a difference in my pores. I mean, they look a little bit smoother. The true test will be when I put my foundation, concealer, and powder on. And I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. If you wanna know the products that I use, I will put them in the drop down box below, so go check those out if you're interested. But let me do the face and I'll be back. Okay, so base products are on with the exception of blush and highlighter because I have a couple new things to try out. Looking at my skin, it looks nice. I do see my pores, but it did say that over time it would minimize pores, so I guess we'll see. I'll continue to try it out. A lot of times I have foundation that'll sink into my lines. It didn't sink in, but for some reason my lines are a little more pronounced today. I don't know. I was definitely out in the sun a lot this weekend, so that might have something to do with it. Who knows? But I will continue to try it out. I will see how I like it. Let's jump into the rest of it, this eye look, and I'm thinking I want to do a pop of color. And by pop of color, I'm thinking this yellow shade would be really pretty. Maybe mix a little with the orange, and of course bring a blue underneath to just bring it all together. So I'm just gonna go into my Huda Beauty Eye Smudge Brush, one of my favorites. I need to buy another one of these because I absolutely love this one. So I'm just gonna pop it right here underneath. Ooh, that is really pretty. And I don't always do a pop of color. Sometimes, a lot of times, I just use the same colors that I did on my eyelids. But sometimes you just need to have fun and play with the colors that are in the palette. So I think we're good with the yellow. That yellow shade was Warm Light. Now we're gonna go into the orange shade, which is Solar. We're gonna place it right here and just go to the center, not all the way across. I am gonna dip back into Warm Light, which is a yellow shade, and just bring it back this way to kind of like blend them all together. Might look a little weird. A lot of times the look does not come together until you have eyeliner and mascara on. Now dipping back into Nebula, and we're going to deepen the outer corner and bring it underneath. These blues in this palette are absolutely stunning, you guys. And then going into the smudger. Now I'm gonna pop into Starry Sky for the inner corner, and I'm really excited to see how this shade performs. Oh no. This might be one that I need to wet down the brush for. So we're just gonna grab a setting spray. Water does the trick sometimes too. Dampen the brush a little bit and see. Okay, now I'm starting to see it, and that's just dabbing it, trying to get it to like stay. I'm gonna use it for the inner corner, but I don't think I'm gonna use it for the brow bone. I might stick with the highlighter that I have and use that there. Okay, I do need to go and sweep away because there was some fallout with that shade, even with the setting spray. Now for blush, I have two of them. Benefit came out with new shades of their blushes, and I just picked up the little minis. So for comparison, I have the Brick for Gold Rush, and it's pretty chunky. So here's the mini. There's a difference. And then when you're talking about the size of it. Now, I do like this because, so when you get these, they have a brush in it. I throw the brushes away. But this is so much smaller, but I literally don't go through product. I finally hit pan on this one, and I have it in a palette too. It is one of my favorites from them. But Benefit has some amazing blushes. For me, the amount of blushes that I have in my collection, I opted for the minis because I didn't want them to sit in my drawers and just go to waste. The other thing with the minis, they don't have a mirror, which I'm not upset about. I always travel with a mirror. I always have palettes that have mirrors. So for me, that's not a big deal. But I do have two shades of it. So this one is Shelly, and then I have Krista, which is just a really yummy coral shade. I do want to swatch them. So Shelly is that really pretty peachy shade that I kind of gravitate towards. Now Krista, looking at this, it's not necessarily a shade that I would gravitate towards, but when I was in store and I swatched it, I was like, ooh. Now when you blend them out, so we'll go ahead and blend out Krista. It just has a really pretty like corally peach. And then this one is Shelly. That one kind of blended out to nothing. So we will see. It's just a very pale pink. I can see it close up, but like on the camera, I don't think you can really see where it's at. And I kind of want to use Krista. First off, the packaging is super cute. I'm gonna dip in just ever so slightly, just like once. Whoops. Tap, 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 and then we'll blend it out. One tap, and that's what I've got so far. And it is a really pretty shade, especially because I have some sun. I think it definitely helps that it's much brighter on my tan skin. You guys, I don't think I've had a tan like this in years. I've just been in the sun a lot this year. This shade is stunning. A smidge more on the front of the cheeks. Now, there were a couple of highlighters that came out with the Solmane II palette. First off, the packaging is just as stunning as the eyeshadow palette. Now, when you look at the highlighter itself, when it comes out, this compact is stunning. It's so pretty. I love the detail in it. And then I have the shade Azura Shine, which, look at that. I haven't tested it. I want to so bad, but we have to do it together. We'll put that right there. Ooh, on the brow bone with this blue. I gravitate towards the blue highlighters. If you just saw my Star Wars and I recreated the glitter look from my friend's birthday, and I used the blue highlighters and then the iridescent glitters, I absolutely love blue undertones. All right, so I'm gonna dip in ever so slightly and do the brow bone. Okay, and then of course we've got to try the cheeks and see what it looks like. This highlighter is absolutely stunning. I wish I could wear this to work. There's no way. It's just so ethereal. I love this highlighter. It's so much fun. Okay, we need some brows, eyeliner, mascara. I do have a new mascara, so I'll come back and try it out with you guys. But let's get some framework on these brows. So everything on the eyes is done except for mascara, and I have the Patrick Ta Major Volume Mascara. This came in one of my subscription boxes. The ones for June. They didn't show up when I expected them to. They showed up a little bit later in the month, so I never did the unboxing. I have another Patrick Ta thing as well. So we're gonna use both of these today. When it's too far into the month, I feel like it's too late to do an unboxing. I don't know, if you guys still want me to unbox them and post them even though they're late, let me know down below and I can unbox those and still post them. But for me, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if you guys would still want to watch them even though they're a month behind. All right, so we'll go in and, no. I'm gonna let it dry. You guys, that is just unfortunate. And sometimes it happens like that. The worst is when I'm like on my way into work and it's the last thing I need to do. I need to be out the door and this type of thing happens and I'm just kind of bummed. So it is what it is. Let it dry and then you can kind of like flake it off. But there's nothing I can do right now. It's not dry yet. Okay, so I don't know if you can really see. I'm distracted by this mark. There's a little bit of volume. We're gonna need to do a couple more layers before I know for sure. So let's go ahead and do the bottom. Well, you can definitely tell with the bottom. So that's one coat. So far, so good. Let's go in for coat number 2. They seem to be building. I just don't want to do too much and then they start clumping together. That's never awesome. Okay, I see a difference between this eye and this eye, which has no mascara, no layers. All right, so 2 layers on both of them. I'm gonna go in for a 3rd layer. I don't know that I need it, but I just wanna see. I don't know that I needed that 3rd layer, but I like how they turned out with the 3rd layer. Now, let's go ahead and make sure that's dry. All right, so I have 2 different brushes. Both of them have no product on them. A pencil brush and I have a more dense brush. The good thing is it's where my highlighter is. So even if I bring anything off of my cheek, I can go back in with the highlighter. You don't have to go in as hard as I did. There's like one flake that just wants to stay. Now I'm gonna take my foundation brush and just kind of go back over it where it turned a little red. It's muted down a little bit. Take my sponge. I had concealer and powder on it. Pat that down. All of a sudden this turned into makeup gone wrong hacks to fix it. And then back into the highlighter. All right, now that we got that fixed, I do usually go in with setting spray. I don't have anything new. I'm gonna go in with my favorite, which is the Charlotte Tilbury. It's such a fine mist and it has the most delicious scent. And then I just pat everything into place. Make sure to press all the setting spray into all the powders to make them cohesive. All right, and I was contemplating if I wanted to do a lipstick, a liquid lip, and then do the lip gloss on top, and I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm gonna just do the lip gloss and let it be on its own. So this is the Patrick Ta lip gloss in She's Expensive. First off, look how luscious that looks. Let's see, does it have a scent? It smells like mint. And then it has a little tiny doe foot applicator. It's so juicy looking. And I honestly don't wear a lot of lip glosses anymore. I need to. I take that back. I need to wear lip gloss when I wear my hair back, because if I wear it down and if like the wind blows it into my lip gloss, I am not a happy camper trying to like pull it off my lips and not smear it across my face. Anyone else feel that way? Because lip gloss can be messy. This feels so nice on the lips. And it smells kind of like a vanilla mint. Okay, you guys, I'm back and this is the final look. Now, the other thing, and this is the first time I'm showing it on camera, I actually got my hair cut for the first time in over a year. My hair was almost down to my butt when it was just straight and nothing done to it. But I got about I said 3 inches, but I think it was a little bit more than that. But I needed a fresh restart. And I love how it feels. My hair is just so much more lightweight. But you guys. And I wasn't sure how it would look with my hair like curled and all that. So let me know your thoughts. I think I'm gonna probably grow it out a little bit more, but it did need some lengths pulled off. It was healthy. It was a lot to maintain. Anyways, we're here for the makeup, right? So I am actually quite intrigued by everything that I used. I don't think I had any fails. I mean, I don't know yet. So far, I like how my makeup turned out. Looking at my skin, my pores aren't as like super pronounced as they could be with like other primers that I've used. And I think my skin looks nice. So I'm gonna keep using this. I do wanna see like, does it minimize my pores over time? So I will probably be focusing on this primer for probably about the next 2 weeks just to kind of get a feel for it. So far, so good. I actually like this better than the Charlotte Tilbury one that I just tried. So that's where we're at right now so far. But everything else was really nice. This eyeshadow palette from Odens Eye, the Solmane II. First off, packaging is stunning. The artwork is magnificent. And then this color story is so much fun. I mean, this shade right here, which is Starry Sky, it was a little bit more difficult to pick up with a dry brush, but once I used a little bit of setting spray, it picked up beautifully. Really pretty in the inner corner. I think that little green hue was stunning. But I'm excited to try a bunch of these other colors. I do like the pop of color that I did under the eye, the yellow. Like up close, people are gonna notice it. I think on camera you guys can kind of see it, but I think if I took a photo, they wouldn't know that it's there. Otherwise, I really like this palette. Odens Eye has some amazing eyeshadow palettes that I've used, and I will continue to use them. So let me know if you guys are looking at picking this up. I think they did a restock on it. Are you looking at trying out Odens Eye? Odens Eye is a indie brand out of Sweden, so definitely go check them out. I'm really excited that I tried them out, and I only found out about them because of Angelica Nyquist, who I love watching her channel. She tells you how it is, how she feels, her opinions. Love her or hate her. You guys, I have found some amazing products from watching her channel. I'm excited I picked this up. I'm glad that I played around with it finally, but that as well as the highlighter, and the highlighter is a lot of fun. The little mini blushes, I still want to try out Shelly, but Krista, such a gorgeous shade. I wasn't sure if I would like it, but I think right now with the suntan that I have, it is absolutely stunning. And Shelly I will have to use next time, which is just that really pretty peach shade that I go towards. So do you need a ginormous size from Benefit? No. So I do appreciate that they put out the minis. I think these are much more beneficial to me. And then from Patrick Ta, the lip gloss and the mascara. I don't know that I necessarily needed to go in with 3 coats of the mascara, but I like how my eyelashes turned out. I do like that it was easy to get the mascara off my cheek and go back in and put on the products that I kind of brushed off. So far, I love Patrick Ta. I definitely am glad that these are in my collection now, and both came in different subscription boxes. I think both of them were BoxyCharm though. But anyways, you guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your comments down below. I really love interacting with you guys down there. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell for notifications to new videos. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And until my next video, you guys, bye. I'll see you in the next one.